What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucking man, back with another video. As y'all can see from the title, Tory Lanez stabbed 14 times in prison. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. Now, didn't I tell y'all, the sharks are going to eat. I told y'all, there's a good possibility that something might happen to Tory Lanez in prison. I told y'all that about a year ago. Go check them old videos. But anyways, man, that is not to celebrate anything that happened to him. I don't wish nothing bad on him. I actually like Tory Lanez music, but you know, sometimes you just gotta, use your common sense on what the possibilities could happen when a celebrity goes to prison. And this is one of the things that can happen. You know, you could end up being stabbed. Now, the reasons for his stabbing, they haven't made clear yet. Who stabbed him, they haven't made clear yet, but there's things going around the internet that says that he was stabbed by a Mexican person. Now, it's a lot to unravel because, there's a lot of unknown things. He was currently, I think he was first sent to Mule Creek State Prison. Then he was sent to Tehachapi. I'm thinking if I got it right, where this happened. Now, Tehachapi has a history of being a violent prison. Now, I've personally never been to that prison. You know what I'm saying? I've personally never been to prison at all. But I do know a lot of people who have went to prison. I've definitely been in the streets more than 20 years of my life. So, I've been to county jail plenty of times, but I've never been to prison. So I can't specifically say exactly what happened or why it happened or anything like that. But if you've been around in the streets long enough, you've been in county jail, you got homies who've been in and out of prison, you get an idea of, you get kind of indoctrinated on, what that shit is about in case you have to go there. You feel me? If you got some real homies that's schooling you or you just keep your ears open to what's going on. You feel me? But I told y'all, he was going to have to click up with somebody. They're saying that a Mexican person stabbed him. Now, how can this happen? You feel me? The Mexicans are the most structured in the prison system. If you didn't know that, you know that now. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the Southern Mexicans or the Northern Mexicans, they run their program a little bit different than everybody else. And they big on working out and security, as a lot of other races are too. But, they got more stricter politics than any other race in the California prison system. Now, the thing about the California prison system is that shit is racially divided and is divided even more into subsets with gangs and cars, you feel me? And, areas where you from and shit like that. This could have been over anything. But the fact that I'm wondering why I got so many questions is, they say that Tehachapi has S&Y yards. Was he in general population or was he in S&Y yard? There's a difference because S&Y yards is damn near more fucked up than the level 4s and level 3s because there's a lot more structure in them yards. Meaning, if you want to do something like this to somebody, you have to get clearance for that shit by the MAC rep or whoever's in charge of this group or this gang or whatever. You can't just go start doing renegade shit and stabbing off people because that can start a riot and that can cost you your life in California prison. That's level 4, level 3. Now, in S&Y yards, from what I hear, the sensitive knee yards where all the chomos and the rats and the snitches and the dropouts and everything. Hey, man, just because some of these people snitch, just because some of these people got fucked up charges, it doesn't mean that they still ain't capable of killing. You feel me? Them people go over there to the S&Y yards and they start their own gangs over there. And they be just as vicious and just as brutal, waiting on the motherfuckers who sent them over there sometimes to come on over there too at some point. And they get it the worst. You feel me? There's multiple stories about shit like that going on that I've heard. Like I was saying, if this happened on the level 4, it would have to get some clearance or, and my thing is when I heard this story, there was no follow-up story saying riot breaks off after Tory Lanez is stabbed. So it leads me to believe like maybe he was on an S&Y yard, a sensitive knee yards or a 50-50 yard where they got general population and sensitive needs people, because they do that in California. Because it's kind of hard to imagine, you know, all the people that he just took a picture with last week, you know, you're going to be with somebody at all times. You know what I mean? Just like in the army, just like in prison, you're going to have a battle buddy at some point to watch your back. You're not just going to be out there lone wolfing it, especially if you Tory Lanez, who you probably have already a target, either from your charge that somebody don't like, or from your celebrity status, or the fact that you got money and niggas is jealous and they broke. You feel me? It's the same on the streets. A broke ass nigga will take your life quicker than a nigga with some money will, because nigga with some money got some shit to lose. A broke ass nigga don't got shit to lose. You feel me? And especially in prison, some of these niggas is doing all day. They doing football numbers. They don't give a fuck about you know, the consequences. How you gonna tell a nigga who's doing life already he gonna get another life sentence? That nigga's gonna be like, I'll eat that shit for breakfast. You feel me? But you know, like I said, there wasn't no mention of no riot popping off after that or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then I seen stuff on the internet that says that, you know, they were on lockdown. And I know, you know, from watching other things that prison had a riot last week on the SNY yard. And that could be a reason why, that's definitely a reason why the yard will go on lockdown. But was he on the SNY yard or was he in GP? We still don't know that yet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking, like, how if he was on GP, how would it could happen? Anybody can get it, bro. Anybody can get it at any time. But there was no mention of nobody else being stabbed. It's just him. So how did they catch him alone by himself? We're not even sure if he got stabbed in a cell or stabbed in the day room or stabbed on the yard. It's just, all we know is he got stabbed 14 times. He got 2 collapsed lungs. He was stabbed everywhere from the face to the ribs, all that. You know what I'm saying? His own team put that out on Instagram. And, you know, some people like maybe Meg Thee Stallion sent the hit, or, you know, and then here goes another thing. It's like, if he was on GP, you feel me? Like, they ain't going to wait this long to remove him off the yard. They're not going to wait this long to remove him off the yard, which leads me to believe that this might have been something personal, or this could have been a hit. You feel me? But still, how did it go down? Unless, you know, like I said, there was no riot. Usually, if somebody from another race touch you and you're black or you're Mexican, that shit is cracking off. You feel me? It's cracking off if you ain't getting no approval from anybody else. So either the person who did this got approval from somebody and it cracked off, or it was a paid hit. He didn't give a fuck and he's going to worry about the consequences regardless, or he's doing all day anyway and he don't give a fuck, or they're on an SNY yard where the rules ain't the same. Who knows? More will come. I ain't going to make this video too long. I'm glad Tory Lanez is not dead, because we have seen rappers go into prison like Money Sign Suede, who I made the video about a year or two ago. He got killed by his own people. That was an inside job for sure by his own people. And the fact that Tory Lanez got stabbed by somebody who's another race just makes it more questionable. If he would have got stabbed by some niggas, we'd have been like, okay, they handled him for something. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, his charges have to do with violence against a woman. That's true. And people look down upon that. But they would have already removed him off top. You feel me? Off top. He wouldn't even lasted this long. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on. He just dropped the album. Niggas is jealous. Like, niggas got all day and they're miserable in prison, bro. It's the same in the county jail. Niggas are just miserable and they will start shit for nothing. But the fact that he got stabbed by somebody of another race allegedly just makes the questions even more. I'm sure they'll put out more information. He better keep his motherfucking mouth shut and not say nothing. And, you know, people forget Tory Lanez got money too. So if he finds out who did this or who has something to do with it, hey, man, the karma's back on you now. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. And I'll follow up with more if more comes out. Stay tuned for more videos. I got some more. King.